we are going to talk a little bit about English learning techniques. So, what we are going to do is I'm going to be naming each one of the techniques, and you're going to be rating each technique. First one is the shadowing technique.
Yeah, so I think shadowing is definitely a good technique.
Seventh technique is
So if I was going to like rank all of your methods and approaches and techniques, that would probably be near the top because
one country that you suggest every traveler should visit at least once in their lifetime.
India.
Yes, I knew that would be the answer.
And okay, and the other thing I loved when I was in Delhi, I went and had pani puri, which I
Oh,
really liked as well.
I love pani puri too.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of Indian food. I love it.
Well, I love it too. First of all, Richard, welcome to the channel, and I'm truly grateful that you took out the time to have the session with me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, and good morning to you. I know it's 10 a.m. over there.
It is, yeah. So it's 10 a.m. in the UK. I'm guessing in India, where you are, it's around like half two, something like that.
Yeah. So, because you're on my channel for the first time, would you mind giving a brief introduction of yourself for the audience, please?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Richard. I'm an English teacher and a content creator. Go by the name of the Grammar Goat across my social media channels. And yeah, I've been an English teacher for 25 years, so a long time. And I've been doing social media for, I think, about 5 years now, something like that.
Mm. Yeah, that's wonderful. When I was going through your channel, I couldn't help but notice one of your videos where you were in India. And that made me so excited because, we Indians just love to know about experiences that other people have in India. It just makes us feel so good for some reason. But anyway, I would love to know when you came to India, how long you stayed, what were the places you went to, and what places stood out to you the most.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've been to India twice. The first time I went to India was last year in March, and I arrived in Mumbai. So Mumbai was my first like taste of India, my first experience of India, and
Yeah.
probably like the reel that you saw of me was maybe in Mumbai. I'm not sure, but I started in Mumbai anyway, and then I travelled all the way down to Chennai in the south. So I went to quite a few places and cities in India. My favorite was definitely my favorite like region was Kerala, and my
Mm.
favorite city was Kochi. I really loved the atmosphere, the vibe in Kochi. It's kind of a really incredible city because it's obviously very busy, but you have very narrow streets, and
Yeah.
it's full of character and color, and the food is amazing. The people are amazing. So yeah, I think probably Kochi was my favorite
Yeah.
city. And then last year in November, I went to Delhi with my son for a 48-hour filming mission. A bit crazy, but we went to Delhi for 48 hours to film a video for my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you mentioning Kerala as the state that you really like, well, that makes the two of us because I also went to Kerala. I think it's been 2 years now. It was my favorite state ever that I've ever been to in India. Because I am someone who loves nature. And when the plane was landing, I could see the coconut trees, and I was like, yes, I know I'm landing in a good state. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Um,
beautiful. I also love Malayalam as well as a language. Like obviously like I can't speak or understand any Malayalam, but I love listening to it. I love its melody and how it sounds. It's such an interesting language, Malayalam. So that's another reason why I really liked Kochi as well in Kerala.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't understand Malayalam, but you're right. I mean, I don't know. It's just the way they speak or the songs that they make, they're so good. So the driver that we were with in Kerala, he would keep playing this Malayalam playlist, and I would keep saving the songs on my Spotify because I was like, these are so good.
Oh, you'll have to recommend some to me then, because I would like to listen to some
I
music.
would
Yeah,
love to.
definitely.
Yeah, I would love to.
Cool.
Okay, so I know there are a lot of Indian restaurants in the UK. You might have tried Indian food there, but now that you have tasted both, one in the UK and one that's like the authentic Indian food in India, which one do you prefer?
Yeah, so obviously, like, there's a huge Indian population in the UK, and there are so many, like, Indian restaurants. Of course, there are some really amazing Indian restaurants in the UK, but
Hmm.
I don't think you get that sort of authenticity, do you? The same as in India. So, of
Yeah.
course, like, I prefer Indian food from India.
Yeah.
So again, in Kochi, I had an amazing meal where actually I ate with my hands. So for an English person, eating with your hands is very foreign. Like it's very strange,
Yeah.
and it's quite a skill actually. So my friend who I was with, he finished his meal in about 10 minutes. It took me about 45 minutes to finish because it's so difficult to eat with your
Yeah.
hands. You have to almost flick the food, don't you, into your mouth. So it's difficult. But that was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed that, and I had some incredible like fish curry, and yeah, it was delicious. Really delicious food in Kochi as well.
Yeah, I also struggle eating with my hands if it comes to rice and maybe like dal or pulses. So I struggle with that. I need a spoon. Yeah, it is a skill. And I have huge respect for people that are able to do that effortlessly.
Absolutely. And oh okay. And the other thing I loved when I was in Delhi, I went and had pani puri, which I
Oh,
really liked as well.
yeah.
That's quite easy to eat with your hands, right? Pani puri, it's no
Yeah.
problem. But yeah, that was delicious as well, and something that I'd never tried before. So I really
Hmm.
liked pani puri as well.
I love pani puri too.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of Indian food. I love it.
Well, I love it too. Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to talk a little bit about English learning techniques. Quite some
Sure.
popular ones. I know there are endless number of techniques that there are out there that people love to learn a language through. But so what we're going to do is I'm going to be naming each one of the techniques, and you're going to be rating each technique, and you're going to tell us why you gave it that specific rating. Is that okay? Yeah. So the first one is the shadowing technique.
Yeah, so I think shadowing is definitely a good technique to develop your sort of pronunciation, your catenation, so intonation, word stress, sentence stress. Um, it's important if you think that your accent and your pronunciation is important to you, then yeah, it's a good technique. I probably like if I was doing shadowing, learning a language, I probably would have to do it in short sharp bursts.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be able to do it for a long time. I'd probably lose concentration or get bored. But yeah, it's a very valuable technique, I think, for developing your pronunciation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Okay, the second one is translating in your head. So a lot of people tend to translate in their head from the native language to English.
Yeah, so again, I think that's just a natural occurrence, isn't it, when you're learning a language, particularly like in the early stages of learning.
Yeah.
You're gonna try and translate everything in your head, just like we rely on translation
Hmm.
tools and apps, don't we, to try to find a direct translation for a word because it's just easier to understand and do it that way. So yeah, it definitely has value,
Yeah.
particularly when you're in the early stages, I think, of learning a language. I know I always do it when I'm learning a language in my head. I
Hmm.
try to translate the word into my first language often.
Hmm. But is it like eventually you have to leave this technique? Because I heard someone say that if you're having a conversation with someone in real time, you don't have enough time to translate in your head.
Yeah, so that's a question of like accuracy versus fluency, I think, isn't it?
Hmm.
So when we're speaking, the more fluent we get, the quicker we can speak, the less pauses and stops that we have, and our brains are kind of automizing language, aren't they? And they're
Yeah.
dealing in real time with language. But I guess when you learn a new word, you read or you hear a new word,
Hmm.
it's going to be a natural thing to like switch in your head and try to translate it into your first language. I just think naturally we do that, and yeah, of course it's going to be quick and useful.
Hmm. Okay. And the third one is thinking in English. Now, this one is personally my favorite because I owe the credits to this technique. Like, I applied this technique when I was a teenager.
um Very, very important. Dreaming in English as well. Okay, so it's a subconscious thing because you probably can't choose to do that, but I guess it's a sign if you start dreaming in an additional language that you're learning. It must be a good
Yeah.
sign that
Yeah.
your brain is sort of taking up some time to process that language. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And the fourth one is learning grammar.
So you know that I'm the grammar goat on
Yeah.
social media. So obviously, I'm gonna speak a lot about grammar. So, of course, for kids who are acquiring language,
Hmm.
the conscious study of language, grammar, rules isn't as important. In fact, like for language acquisition in kids, it's not important at all.
Hmm.
All of that just happens in their brain. But when you get older, when you become a teenager, and you get a bit older, you definitely have to have a focus on grammar, on
Hmm.
form. I definitely know myself because I've learned a number of languages throughout my life, and I know from Polish because my wife is Polish and my kids are bilingual,
Hmm.
English and Polish. I know because I've never studied Polish grammar, I'm a good example of a learner who's very fluent. So I'm very fluent in Polish, but I don't have that accuracy.
Yeah.
So in formal situations, maybe when I meet someone for the first time, or I'm trying to do business,
Hmm.
or I'm talking in a more formal situation, I struggle because I can't be accurate. So again, I think it depends on your learning goals. If you just want to be fluent, you want to chat, maybe you've got AI as well to help you.
Hmm.
Maybe grammar wouldn't be one of your main priorities, but if you want to pass an English language test, if you want to do business, if you want to work in an English speaking environment, then of course you've got to study grammar because you've got to have that accuracy. And
Hmm.
how you study grammar is another big question because there are many different ways. But yeah, grammar is, in my opinion, very, very important.
Yeah. And also I think grammar teaches you why the thing is the way it is.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if
Yeah.
you want to be a teacher of a language, if you want to teach, then in my opinion, you have to be an expert in what
Mm-hmm.
you're teaching. It's not enough just to say, "Oh well, I learned English growing up as a kid. I'm fluent, therefore I can teach English." I don't believe that that's the case.
Yes.
Um, so
Yeah.
you've got to be an expert in your language, which is why I believe that I don't like to use the word native speaker and non-native speaker. I don't like those
Hmm.
terms, but that's why many teachers who didn't grow up as children learning English, who have learnt English as an additional language, they're incredible because
Hmm.
they're experts in the grammar. They've learnt the grammar consciously themselves, and
Yeah.
that's why they're so incredible and valuable for students.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the next technique is reading in English.
Yeah, so reading is a great opportunity to discover new vocabulary. So reading is so, so important. I think it's
Mm,
probably one of the most unpracticed skills in a lot of students that I meet. Maybe because they find it difficult or they find it boring. Nowadays, people are either, doom scrolling on their phones or
yeah.
they listen to a podcast and they don't actually sit down and read. So important,
Mm,
especially as well if you're doing an English exam, because in a reading exam, there's no hiding. You've got to read quickly. You've
yeah.
got to be able to skim, to scan. So yeah, very, very important skill reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So the sixth one is using English apps. Now, I'm not talking about one that teaches you, but maybe one that helps you connect with learners, maybe speak English. So we are talking about apps like Episode and maybe, yeah. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Episode, and obviously I'm an Episode ambassador, so I'm a big fan of Episode, and I love the fact that you can speak with people all over the world, and
Yeah.
you can make meaningful friendships through learning English. So I think it's such a cool thing, and yeah, apps and platforms like these are so important because, as you said, not everyone has got a friend who speaks English.
Yeah.
Not everyone has got access to a language school where they can go and sit in a classroom. Not everyone has the money to pay for a private tutor. So platforms where you can meet other people and practice, unbelievable. They're incredible. I wish
Yeah.
when I was younger, when I was learning Spanish, for example, I did Spanish at university. I wish I had had something like Episoden to
Hmm.
use to practice my Spanish. It would have been so helpful for me.
Yeah. I agree with you. And somebody that's not taking any money from you but is giving you the facility to connect with people worldwide, yeah, I think it is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, anyway, so the seventh technique is moving to an English speaking country.
Yeah, so this one, of course, if you've got the resources and the opportunity to do that, that I think is the most important thing. So if I was going to like rank all of your methods and approaches and techniques, that would probably be near the top because when you go to an English speaking country, you're immersed, you're surrounded in the language, and you're going to make incredible progress
Yeah.
so, so quickly. So, very important that one.
Yeah, and also because human is a social being, so we would love to connect with others around us, right? So we need a common language to interact. And if you're moving to an English speaking country, you need to know English. So I guess, I mean, obviously that would be a motivation, or even if it's not a motivation, you would be forced to learn English in order to interact with others around you, right?
Exactly. And you might find that all important thing, love as well.
Yeah.
Getting a partner, having a partner who, is a speaker of the language you're learning as well, is an incredible opportunity as well to improve your language. So yeah, that's another benefit of maybe moving to an English speaking country.
Yeah. Okay, so coming to the next section, which is really fun, which is a rapid fire. I know you've been to a lot of countries, and so you have to answer based on your personal experience, maybe one or two countries according to the question. Is that okay?
That's okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. So, first one is um, a non-English speaking country with the best English. Maybe you did not expect, but a lot of people were interacting in English over there, or they had amazing level of fluency or anything.
There are two, probably Poland and Germany.
Okay. I don't know about Poland so much, but Germany, that makes sense because I guess I saw a meme actually. That's how I got to know that you could be asking for directions and they would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not good at English," and they'd be speaking perfect, fluent English and then telling you the directions in English. So that one kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay. Yeah,
Poland,
yeah.
because they're so hardworking, they're such hardworking students.
Hmm.
Polish students. They study so much, and yeah, they speak amazing English.
Okay. So the second question is friendliest country you have visited.
India,
Mm-hmm. I knew
Mexico,
it. Yeah. Makes so much sense, so much sense. And I was definitely expecting India's to be one of the answers. Okay. So the country that gave you the biggest cultural shock.
Mexico,
Okay, why is that?
because I first went there when I was very young. I
Yeah.
was 19, and I'd never really traveled outside of Europe before.
Hmm.
And I went to Mexico City, one of the biggest cities in the world, and it was such a culture shock because it was so busy, so
Yeah.
noisy, so different that I'll never
Hmm.
forget it. The other one is probably Japan, just because again, Japan is so different
Hmm.
that I definitely got culture shock in Japan as well.
Okay. Top two countries you could happily live in.
Brazil, Thailand.
Okay. And why is that? Why do you think that these are the countries that you could happily live in your whole life?
Thailand because of the weather, like it's amazing weather, and the
Hmm.
food is incredible as well.
Yeah.
Brazil because I love the outdoor aspect of life. Everyone exercises outside. It's a huge beach culture.
Hmm.
I really love that as well.
Okay. Um, One country that you suggest every traveler should visit at least once in their lifetime.
India.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Is it?
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Is it because of the food and the culture?
It's the cultural diversity probably that I
Yeah.
love the most. And the
Hmm.
fact that you can travel from, one place to another, and then you've got a totally different language going on,
Yeah.
different foods, different dishes. Yeah, I find that very, very fascinating, actually.
Also,
Yeah,
I guess different landscape because
yeah,
in the top northernmost area we have mountains and it's pretty cold over there. And as you travel down south, so it's surrounded by the sea. It's kind of humid. And also the food changes. The food is completely different in the north and the south. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
It's kind of
exactly.
like traveling in a different country when you cross a state in India, right?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that's very, very interesting. So, yeah, I would say India definitely.
Okay. So when you came to India, maybe you noticed something, one thing that you think that there should be in the UK that was there in India.
Auto rickshaws
Yes, I knew that would be the answer. It's so
because
easy to find.
they're so easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're super cheap, you know. You can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah, so I guess Europe has this walking culture, which is not there in India because of the tuk-tuks. I mean, you can literally just wave your hand and there would be three tuk-tuks standing in front of you.
definitely. Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the reverse question would be one thing that should be in India, which is already in the UK.
Yeah, that's a really, really difficult one to
Hmm.
answer. I was just thinking about like e-bikes and e-scooters and things like that.
Hmm.
So vehicles to reduce pollution levels a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, maybe in some parts of India, I'm sure they have them, but in the places that I visited, I didn't see a lot
Hmm.
of them. I guess as well, like the states of the roads as well, some of the roads aren't as well
Yeah.
made as
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
UK. So it might
Hmm.
be difficult with bikes and scooters, but that was just one, I don't know, one idea that I had to, yeah, reduce the pollution a bit through that.
Yeah. So, as a traveler, I'm sure there might be one or two funny incidents that happened while traveling. It can be anything in general, or maybe like a language misunderstanding. Anything. Is there any that you would love to share?
I remember one story when I was in Mexico and I was traveling
Yeah.
with my friends. We were going from Mexico City down to Puerto Escondido. It was a 13-hour coach journey, so a
Hmm.
long, long coach journey. And I remember being on the bus on the coach. My two friends immediately fell asleep. They were completely deep asleep. I
Hmm.
couldn't sleep. I was
Hmm.
quite uncomfortable. Eventually, I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and there was this smell, like this cheesy, strange, cheesy smell.
Yeah.
And I looked to my right, and on my shoulder, there was a pair of feet. And the man behind me had taken off his shoes, taken off his socks, and put his feet up
Yeah.
onto my chair and onto my shoulder. So I had to sit for
Yeah.
another 6 hours, not being able to sleep, with feet and this horrible smell. So it was
Ah.
a very uncomfortable journey. And we arrived in Puerto Escondido
Yeah.
after 13 hours. My two friends were full of energy. They were very happy. They'd slept the whole time. And I
Hmm.
was exhausted and very traumatized by these feet. So there you
Yeah.
go. That's my traveling nightmare story for you.
Yeah. No, but what I'm thinking is, did you not say anything to that man?
He was asleep, and I tried to push the
Wow.
feet off, but
Yeah.
they just came back again. And he was a lot
Hmm.
bigger than me as well, so I didn't want to upset him.
Okay. Wow, that's not the case in India. I mean, if something annoys someone, they would just immediately let them know, even if they're sleeping or anything. Um, I'm really surprised that you tolerated that for hours. Wow.
There you go. So that's my story.
Okay, so as a wrap-up question, I would like to ask you, in your teaching experience for so long, one major difference that you have noticed among students who are able to gain the fluency in English and those who are stuck in that loop and not really able to gain that fluency in English that they really want to.
So we're talking about fluency. Are we developing fluency?
Yes, we are talking about fluency.
I think it's probably like, I know it's a very common answer, but I still think it's
Hmm.
a very true answer. So just about motivation, really, how motivated you are. If you're very, very motivated to improve your fluency, then you're
Yeah.
going to search for and gain like every opportunity you can to
Hmm.
practice, whether it's with an AI avatar or a person online or a person in real life. Practice makes perfect in everything that we try and do, right? So motivation is key. If you're highly motivated to improve, then
Hmm.
you will do. You'll look for opportunities and you'll take them. So motivation.
Hmm. Makes sense. And I guess
Mm.
that's the only correct answer, like you mentioned. Okay. So we are towards the end of the session. Is there anything that you would like to add or maybe give feedback? I'm open to it.
I've really enjoyed the chat. I really enjoyed your quick fire round. Are you
Yeah.
asking the same questions to all of your guests, or do
No,
you
this
like
was my
change
first
things a little
time. No,
bit?
no, no. This was the first time I did something like this. So I was kind of nervous, but I think it went well. Yeah.
It went very well. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was your first time as an interviewer, so I thought you were
Yeah.
amazing. Well done.
And also thanks to Episodin for making this collaboration happen. I'm
Definitely.
truly grateful. Yeah. It was really lovely connecting with you, Richard. I had great time chatting with you.
Oh, me too. Thank you very much for inviting me. Good luck with your channel, and
Yeah.
let's stay in touch.